Welcome back. We're talking about Ottawa's aging population and the challenges it represents for the City of Ottawa, and how the city is making plans now to address some of the looming issues. And I mentioned that later in the program we're going to talk to a private company that's trying to provide services to seniors to help them stay in their homes. There are some opportunities here, are there not, Mark, with regard to the change in population, and I think there's some real business opportunities here.
Sure. I mean, we can't forget that for all of the good work that government is going to do, and enabling and laying foundations, that kind of thing. At the same time, you're right. There's a lot of opportunity here for businesses that want to spring up to serve that emerging market of seniors, and I think we'll see it in everything from home care and aid with health care, all the way through to partnership programs, you name it. So tons of business opportunities to be had for the entrepreneur.
When it comes to public health, you mentioned this earlier, Peter. What does the city need to do differently to address the needs specifically of seniors?
Well, public health in the City of Ottawa is more a preventive aspect. They've had some pilot programs where, as part of in some social seniors social residences, they actually have a public health nurse there on a regular basis, and that prevents the seniors going to emergency, and it's really cut back on the intake of seniors in the hospital, because they're handled in place, in situ. And we need to probably do more of that. Public health would probably be cooperating more with senior centers and so on to provide one-on-one lectures and lessons in being able to look after seniors, whether it's fall prevention or other things as well. So Ottawa Public Health has a major role to play, but I think seniors, when they express their concerns about health care, they don't understand that the city doesn't have the same role with hospitals that the province has. So there's a disconnect there, and seniors don't realize that, and I guess the city needs to explain that where they fit in, and where the province and the Champlain Local Health Network fits in.
From a political perspective, though, does the city need to be lobbying the province? Does it need to be talking to the province more often? Because you don't want to just say, well, not our responsibility, when
Sure.
we've got a community of people who may have some changing needs.
Sure. Yeah, and I mean, we do that on a regular basis, at a political level, and there's certainly an appetite, there to address this need. I mean, they're not just City of Ottawa residents, they're Ontario residents as well. So, it's something that the province has been, clear through its political representatives that they care to address. I mean, right now at the provincial level, we have a senior secretariat that coordinates what services are available for seniors throughout their various ministries. But, I know some of the local MPPs here, MPP NACV, MPP Shirelli, are both, fairly engaged in terms of wanting to ensure that, the province starts to strengthen its basket of services for seniors.
So if you could ask for one thing from the province, what would it be?
Yeah, probably, their partnership at the table when we, as we kind of march through this plan, to ensure that, as we do our planning, it syncs up well with, what they're doing in terms of a province-wide strategy or approach.
Is the province and is the federal government looking at this the same way the city is, doing some long-term planning? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, the province is doing, to some degree, some legwork on this. Not nearly as on the ground as we are. So they're doing a little bit. They're wading into it. The federal government, not so much. They're kind of leaving this to the provinces and the cities to deal with.
What about the finances of seniors as we look forward? Are they going to be financially secure? Are they going to require support? Is there going to be an issue with regard to social programs and income levels and resources? Is that going to be an issue?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you look at the demographics as they are now, certainly we see, a percentage of seniors who are living on low income, fixed income, low income, and that'll still be there. That'll persist, of course. But there'll be a large swath of seniors who are, financially independent. And they have means, and for them, it won't be an ability to pay issue. It'll be the necessity of having a service there that they can access, whether they have to pay for it or whether it's available to the public at large.
Peter, what does the committee want to see happen when you get your group together, your advisory committee? What are they talking about? What are the issues that are top of mind for them? Perhaps what creates the most anxiety for them?
I think it's isolation. It's seniors being able to get out and have the mobility to socialize, to attend functions, to just not be trapped in their own homes. I think it really comes down to that. And this is why we need to have a look at our whole transportation plan, whether it's paratranspo or OC Transpo or some alternative in the future, that because seniors have a different need from the regular commuter. So I think transportation is really the key to get people out of their homes.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about transportation. Why are the needs of seniors different from everyone else?
Well, many seniors don't drive anymore for whether they have physical needs that prohibit them from driving, or they're just getting to that point. They don't like to drive at night. Many of them don't have neighbors or dependents living with them, so they need public transit probably more than other demographic. They may not need it during the rush hour in the morning to go to work, but they still need to be able to get out of the house and do their shopping and attend other functions. And paratransport suits some seniors. Bus routes suit some other seniors. But there's still a large group of seniors which they just have too far to walk to reach transit now. And perhaps what we may need to be looking at in the future is some kind of a dial-a-bus or some other kind of a system, something between paratranspo and OC Transpo, that it's more like almost like a taxi service or something like that. I read in New York that they've established something with school buses. After school buses drop the students off in the morning, then they are used for seniors' residences to take them shopping and wait for them to do their shopping, bring them back, and then the school buses can then go off and do their regular runs again afterwards. So that's just using those kind of resources.
And does OC Transpo need to change what it's doing? Is it a question of running routes differently, having them available at different times? And if so, OC Transpo is at a point now where it's under pressure on the cost side. Can it afford to support and provide service to seniors?
Exactly, and I don't think seniors want to add to the burden. In fact, seniors are taxpayers too. They don't want to see their tax bills go up any more than anyone else. So there has to be a way that it can be done that makes it more affordable. Right now, a senior's fare for OC Transpo, if you look at the average fare, is probably more than the daily commuter. But the senior normally the senior only goes a much shorter distance, and the senior goes usually on off-peak hours when the buses aren't that busy and they're not being used in any case. So those are the things that, I'm not saying that's a solution, but I think that's something that we need to look at, and hopefully there'll be some feedback over the next 3 months as we do the consultation to come up with some solutions as to how we can do that.
Some people would point out that OC Transpo now is making a bunch of changes. They're happening this month. That they're trying to reduce expenditures, cut back on unproductive routes. One example that drew a bit of attention was the fact that the general campus of the Ottawa Hospital won't be as well served as it was in the past, which is something that may be of a concern. It may be of concern to anybody who is connected to the hospital, but perhaps more likely to be seniors than others. So is OC Transpo going in the right direction when it comes to serving the needs of seniors?
Well, I think as Peter pointed out, seniors are taxpayers too, and just like everybody else, and in fact the majority of seniors I have spoken to, they kind of get it a little more than, you know, the average person on the street. They're used to, you know, they're retired, they're used to living on a budget, and they understand OC Transpo can't exceed its budget, you know, every year, year over year. You know, the need to service seniors has pushed OC Transpo to come out with some of these, you know, more innovative programs. I mean, when you look at the new buses now, of course, respecting the fact that not every senior is you know, has mobility issues. Not every senior, you know, is ill. But, you know, notwithstanding that, the new buses that are out there have more and more, greater and greater space on them for accessibility, to permit, you know, walkers and accessibility devices to get on the bus, that kind of thing. They do, of course, run the Paratranspo program, but also there's other programs and services available. OC Transpo provides, through Paratranspo, a very innovative taxi chit program, which is probably one of the most successful programs that the city runs, that allows, if you qualify for Paratranspo, you don't ever actually have to take a Paratranspo bus. If you'd like, you can buy these taxi coupons and take a regular cab, an accessible cab, at a reduced rate, and that gives you flexibility that you know, really caters mostly to the senior population. Again, it's there for anybody who qualifies for Paratranspo, but a lot of those folks are seniors. The community resource centers, of course, they have their assets as well. You know, in our end of town, the Old Forge Community Resource Center, they have a volunteer driver program for seniors if they need to make medical appointments and they need kind of more personalized care and attention. And they run a grocery bus program that takes folks, you know, picks them up, takes them to do their groceries, brings them back home. So, you know, it becomes a network of all of these different programs. We can't say OC Transpo could support the, you know, the complete package, the complete menu of services that's needed. That's where we need to look to our partners and put together a basket of options.
But is OC Transpo the actual routes that are changing? Are some of those changes being made with seniors in mind?
Yeah, I mean, OC Transpo, of course, factors in, you know, there's always the averages, but they factor in, you know, how far is too far to walk to a bus stop? Well, you know, if the demographic in a neighborhood is, you know, is more healthy, younger, able-bodied, maybe it's a little, you know, further